it's even easier to cheat. So in the past, if you wanted to be unfaithful to your partner, it was risky because you had the same social circle, you had the same friends, everyone knew everyone else. But now with the apps, you can match with someone who is completely outside of your social reality, outside of your partner's social reality. You can have a very discreet rendezvous. No one will ever know about this. Ghosting has become more common. I don't know if you know about ghosting, but it's
No, I
basically
don't.
where you're in a relationship with someone, and after you have sex, once or however many times, then you just vanish. You never see that person again. Delete them from your phone, block them on social media. You never have to see them again. And there's
Right.
no
So
social cost to this.
that's a real psychopathic conquest strategy.
Yes.
Right. Because the
Yes.
psychopaths, they tend to form relationships that are very predatory and then disappear, because that way their reputations stay intact as long as they can continue to disappear.
Yeah, I think it's easier to cheat now with social media. At the same time, it's also pretty easy to find anyone on social media. Say you did cheat on your girl and then you ghosted the girl that you cheated with and she's bitter or something. I've seen women contacting the girlfriend or the wife. It's so easy to find them on social media and be like, hey, here's some receipts. Your man cheated on you.
That's so funny. And they even have like the facial recognition. So if you took a picture or something like that, it's like, you can just drop it in Google and find like all your images, which is hilarious. It reminds me of Euphoria. It's so how easy it was for that one guy to live a double life. So he, the dad of the main boy character, he was
gay.
like, yeah, he was secretly gay and he was having sexual relations with men. He was having sexual relations with all kinds of people, and eventually got around to him. But he was doing that for years because of social media.
Because there wasn't social media, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because there wasn't social media. And then obviously in the newer age,
you can't really live too much of a double life now on social media.
Yeah.
In a sense, you can, like he was saying, because it's so much easier to match with random people.
Yeah.
But it's also easy to get caught up on social media.
Everybody's, I think, on social media, like let's keep this within context. So many people are living a double life in general because they're dead broke and they're pretending like they're rich, which is one way. But in this particular instance, I think I'd have to agree with you. I think, with dating apps, it would be probably pretty easy to, if you like, so I remember on Tinder, when I was on Tinder all those years ago, it didn't have social media attached to it. At that point, it was really easy. You had the option or whatever, like, and women didn't think it was weird at that time. That's how long ago I was on Tinder, right? People didn't think it was that weird if you didn't have your Instagram attached to it. Now I think they probably think it's pretty weird if you don't have that. Right. You probably look like you're married or something like that. Right. So yeah, back then it was way different, but now I think it'd be way harder to get away with it on a dating app. I mean, there are discrete apps for that specifically, yeah. But I think on the general ones, it may be tougher. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? You let us know, because we're not on these dating apps. We don't know anymore.
What about the ghosting part? Do you think like there's something psychopathic to being able to ghost somebody like that?
Absolutely. The whole process of ghosting is psychopathic, because you are, in a lot of cases, you're not telling them who you are. They're just creating this persona to get what you want, and then with the complete intent of never talking to this person again most of the time.
I've ghosted people before.
Yeah, I have too.
Not through a dating app. I've never been on a dating app. But when I got older, I ended up apologizing to a couple of people for that. And yeah, it is something pretty psychopathic and selfish. And the reason that I would do it was because I didn't want to be in a relationship. Yeah. And so when I felt like they were getting too close and it was hard for me to get rid of them, I would feel bad having a certain conversation with them and not feel as bad just ghosting them.
Right.
It's like it was easier for me, and I can just as long as it wasn't in my face, I could forget about it.
Right. Think about the selfishness behind that mentality.
So
think about that. And I was there too. It's like, hey, one thing I learned about life as I got more mature, older, experienced trauma, experience, disappointments. Closure is as essential as air almost to a human being. And when you're ghosting people, you're not giving them closure. All you're doing is letting them think that it's something wrong with them. It's, they've got so many issues and that they're not desirable and so many things wrong with that. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I can understand why you would apologize to those people to give them that closure. You need closure. Imagine just going through a breakup and having no reason. Imagine getting broken up with via text. Like, imagine those types of things that happen. It's like, dude, no closure is a huge problem for your psyche.
Oh yeah. And then on the other end, that weighs you down too, knowing that you've done that to people. I haven't done it to too many people, but I know there's people who are just serial ghosters.
Yeah.
They do it like nothing, but you know, that says a lot about them. They have their own issues that they haven't dealt with either, because that's a lack of maturity.
It is. It's literally like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hurt my own feelings, so I don't care about yours. Lack of empathy, lack of maturity, lack of feelings. It's a terrible way to live.